Most people who go to court here in Baltimore don't have attorneys to help them with their cases. That's because people with civil legal problems don't have a right to counsel. Of course, that doesn't mean that civil cases don't have serious consequences. For example, landlord-tenant cases involve a risk of eviction, hazardous housing conditions, housing hazardous conditions in need of repair, and thousands of dollars are at risk. There are some free attorneys available to help low-income people who are often involved in these cases, but many more people need help than there are free lawyers available.
That means that most people with legal problems have to handle them on their own, unrepresented by a lawyer. But the legal system is complicated, and many people find the experience of going to court intimidating and confusing. Research we have done here at the University of Baltimore indicates that it is difficult for an unrepresented person to get the results they are entitled to under the law. Of course, the best way to solve that problem is to provide a free lawyer for everyone who needs one. But until and unless that happens, we can still do something to improve the ability of people to get justice in their civil legal cases.
The University of Baltimore is embarking on an important pilot project with the Baltimore City District Court to help unrepresented people with court navigators. Court navigators are undergraduate, graduate, and law students who have been trained on how the court works and can help an unrepresented person navigate the court process. The pilot project will focus on helping tenants who are suing landlords for failure to repair hazardous housing conditions such as lack of heat and hot water, leaks and molds, and vermin infestation. Court navigators will provide these tenants with information about their legal options, assist them with filling out forms, go with them into the courtroom hearings and into hallway negotiations, and aid in any follow-up steps afterwards. They can also help tenants with organizing their paperwork, figuring out budgets, and getting access to resources.
In other words, court navigators will help the unrepresented pursue their legal cases more effectively than when they go in alone, and streamline the legal process to make the court work more efficiently. New York City has been using navigators for several years now, and the success of that program has encouraged the courts here in Baltimore to undertake this Navigator pilot project, which we think will be even better than New York's.
UB students will be the first court navigators in Maryland. As a new way to gain course credit or co-curricular credit, the Navigator Pilot Project is a great opportunity for students to learn about the legal profession, to see how the courts work, to interact with lawyers and judges, or to come into contact with community groups and businesses. The Navigator Pilot Project is a way to serve Baltimore and its residents by helping the law accomplish what it's intended to accomplish, including improving rental housing conditions.
Students participating in the Navigator Pilot Project will receive extensive training on how the court operates, the steps of the process for legal cases, what typically happens in these types of cases, and the things that non-lawyers are allowed to do to help the unrepresented. Students will be tested before becoming navigators to ensure that they are ready, and both they and the Navigator Pilot Project will be evaluated to determine whether the objective of improving the process is being achieved. If this pilot is successful, it can be expanded to cover more types of cases and more courts in the state.